Hello, welcome back to match 3. This is Oldmanpoole. I think we have a keepable hand here. Maybe not an exceptional one, but we need to find one land, and then Siren Lookout can maybe help us find more. Sailor of Means also gives us a treasure that potentially lets us play Huatli, assuming we find white. Opponent will get into 6, but I think we're going to keep. There's been a lot of sort of borderline hands from a sort of borderline deck, I suppose. But on the other hand, our opponents have had to mulligan a ton too, so I suppose I can't complain too much. Opponent keeps at 6, debating on whether he wants to top or bottom off the scry. Looks like he tops. Ooh, Mountain's not my favorite start. Land? Almost. And by almost, I mean not at all. But if we draw Plains next turn, we get to play our 1-2 drop in the deck. The dream. Oh dear. Queen's Bay Soldier. Off to the races, I see. Alright. Say it with me. Plains, plains, yes. We're so lucky. We are always so lucky. I chose to record Magic the Gathering videos. I could have gone to Vegas and retired years ago. I'm not sure which was better. Kind of tempted to play Sailor of Means, actually, and keep up the Slash of Talons. It's possible my opponent swings in, Slash just gets him if he's got a combat trick. That does hurt our chances of playing Huatli on time, but Sailor of Means does block very well, too. Siren Lookout blocks, I guess, well if it hits and not if it doesn't. I think I'm going to play the Sailor of Means. Having that Slash of Talons value seems pretty nice. I would rather not use it, but we can. We only do have 2 cards that set up for Huatli, and this is one of them, so. Alright, well, he's got the tricks. So let's see, what can he have here? He could have Skullduggery. He could have Sure Strike. He has Sure Strike. Blocking there is not terrible. We're going to trade for one of those two. He also have Removal. He has Removal. It's pretty bad if we double block there, but not terrible if we double block there. Kind of like that. So if he has like Vanquish the Weak and we block there, he just removes that and kills that. That feels pretty bad. I guess we could block there and just say, hey, you're going to have one of those 2 things. Because he almost certainly does have a trick, so maybe we don't want to play 2 into it. We just give my opponent 1 good attack. I guess if he's got Skullduggery and we block like that, he shrinks that, buffs that, we get blown out. I guess it just depends on whether he has got Skullduggery, Removal, or Sure Strike. He has Skullduggery. I guess there's not great blocks, period, right? So we double block somewhere and trade 1 for 1. We could just block 1 creature. That sort of plays around Skullduggery. Got Sure Strike, he probably still uses it. Could use the Slash, that's just so dangerous with Huatli already in hand. Alright, I think we're going to play into Skullduggery. If he's got either of the other 2, we're pretty happy. Hope we don't just see that 1 black tap. Yeah, if it's Sure Strike, I am perfectly fine with that. Oh, well, alright. That's a little bit less good, but not miserable. It puts him down to 1 card in hand. Siren Lookout hits, we're in a pretty okay spot. I think we just want to get Huatli. If we find a land too, we can play our next turn and start making 3/3s. We could also play Siren Lookout and keep up Slash. I think I just play Huatli though. Create a dinosaur. Got a combat trick, we're dead to that. Yeah, maybe we play it slower. Maybe I'd like to get a blocker out or 2. He only has 1 card in hand. If it is a combat trick and we lose Huatli, that's our best shot at winning. Alright, here's hoping we make it a 2-3. Alright, that's a little bit unfortunate. We'll plan on using Sure Strike this turn, taking 2, and then having a blocker for Huatli. Even if it has to be a jump blocker. So we could sacrifice a creature, get some treasures. I don't know if I care too much about that. He uses up all of his mana this turn too. Ooh, skullduggery. Okay. Yeah, we got out of his hand. That's interesting. If he'd had that earlier, I'd imagine he would have used it. Okay, yeah, we'll take it. Let's play Watley. Start making some dinosaurs. Uh-oh. Wonder if he has Lightning Strike. This is his last card. If he does, it's bad for us, but he thought about playing something in response. Okay, Interloper? That might actually get highest interdictioned here. Ooh, Freebooter. Yeah, definitely gonna get interdictioned. Oh, he pitched the Freebooter. Interesting. Just needs to find something to deal with Watley, I guess he figures. I guess if we do that, it lets him sacrifice it down the road. But I think we need to do that, because I don't want Watley to take unnecessary damage. We get to gain a couple of life here. You can't do it in response, at least. We could shoot the Ruthless Knave right now and try and keep him off any good attacks. What could he have that ruins that plan? Nothing that's not already good at 3. Don't think. Okay, so let's remove this guy. Like Cobbled Wings. Yes. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything there that blows us out. My opponent concedes. Watley, if unanswered, is a pretty serious card. I'm not sure I would have jumped off the wagon quite that early, but we were stabilized, and we were still at 16 life against a pretty aggressive deck, I think. Okay. Allosaur is probably still... I think I do like Queen's Commission a lot against this deck. Just the life gain and the chump blocks are pretty good against Myriad Combat Tricks. Still gets kind of owned by Skullduggery, but Running Ground's probably a little bit too slow. We've had really, really good luck with Watley, all of our games. We have 2 cards that really set us up for it, and we've been able to play it like 3 out of 5 games so far. Every time we've drawn it, it's never rotted in our hand. I think he'll take out Cobbled Wings. And... yeah, maybe another Queen's Commission's just not all that great. It is pretty fine, but not absurd. Alright. Allosaur does a decent job of blocking, though. I don't love this hand, but I do think we have to keep. Yeah. And my opponent's just keep up with the mulliganing here. Going down to 6 for my opponent. Keeps there. He'd have a pretty good 6 last game, but it was still a 6. And a good 6 is going to be worse than a good 7. Okay, Freebooter owns us medium well. We actually don't have a lot of cards that deal with that, too. Have a bounce spell. And it, right? Yeah. The Siren Lookout is a little bit bigger, which is nice, but I think that's likely to just be a solid 1-for-1 for a long time in the game. And as well as just like a reasonable raid enabler, any other effects that he needs. Ooh, yeah, Pirate's Cutlass is pretty good. Favorable wins at least means we can block eventually. We really do want to hit here, though. Land would be pretty bad. And I think we'll keep a lot of things, too. Okay, no land, no land. Oh, dear. Okay, well... that's less than fantastic. Well, it's beating us down with the 3-3 flyer, and we don't have a great response. I don't really want to Pious Interdiction it, because that just is saying the one with the wind's gone forever, and he can always move the Cutlass. So, we really don't have a way to interact here. Yeah, Seeker Squire, solid. Swashbuckling. Okay, well, we'll probably Pious Interdiction wherever we get swashbuckled, at least. Oh, man. The lands. Killing us. The bad sign, we gotta play Cobbled Wings there. I mean, we definitely did have kind of a land-heavy hand. Yep. Okay. We're gonna take a fair amount here. Gonna go down to 7. We get to Pious Interdiction his Seeker, though. I guess I should probably be swinging with the Siren Lookout. I'm not blocking, realistically. And pretty much anything that got swashbuckled we weren't gonna block, too. Unless he just happens to have like a 0/1 creature. Yeah, I should have swung for 2 damage there. Kind of a missed attack. So on the plus side, Territorial Hammerskull will finally be able to block the Freebooter in a turn or 2, but yeah, I should swing. Missed it on 2 damage. Hopefully that doesn't end up biting us. So do we want to play a Hammerskull and block or Sailor of Means and block? I think it's likely he has something, some sort of trick. I think we maybe dropping the Sailor of Means and equipping it's a little bit better, because I think it's more likely to die. And Hammerskull is just a better card. I'm not going to double block into a good shot at a trick. If he's got a straight up removal spell like Vanquish the Weak, that's not the end of the world. We're still at 6. I'm guessing Sure Strike. Yeah, Skullduggery does not that dissimilar of an effect. Ooh, Rigging Runner. Okay. That will encourage us to not swing. Ooh, Dusk Marcher's not bad though. This is kind of the wombo though. 1 Cobbled Wings, favorable wins. Doing it. He also used a Skullduggery rather than something like a Sure Strike, so if we block and block, it's a little bit less likely to blow us out. He could have 2 Skullduggeries, but we only saw 1 the first game. We saw 2 Sure Strikes. Could be debating killing it in response, I guess. I don't think there's a world where you need to do that. I don't think we're going to play our last land. I like to keep my opponent in suspense. But we're not going to swing either. Okay. So he could just be doing this because he's desperate. I don't think we can really afford to play around it. If he's got 7, if he's got Sure Strike, I guess. Can't kill everything, but he can kill enough. So we should just double block, which means if we're double blocking, we should double block with those 2. We can't just chump forever, so hopefully he doesn't have it. Probably does, but no play. Okay, I'm okay with that. Oh yeah, that was actually pretty bad. That's true, because that actually doesn't kill it. Ooh, yeah, but cringeworthy. Well, I guess this turn we get to make the same block. But we don't have a Siren Lookout. Oh wow, yeah, that was a throw. Yeah, we need to put the Hammerskull in there. Pretty bad, pretty bad. I mean, he may still have something. Like, if we blocked effectively there, he could have blown us out, but yeah, it was definitely a mistake. I think we just have to kind of hope for a good card here. Pious Interdiction would be alright. Looming Altasaur, I guess, actually keeps us alive? Question mark? Does block. Is big while blocking. Is Vanquish the Weak, we're still in trouble. I think we do swing with the Hammerskull though. can't afford to play around tons here. This puts it out of sure strike range for what that's worth. Yeah, man, I am still disappointed with that. Okay, well, looks like he doesn't have a trick. So maybe we can stabilize? Prosperous Parrots is solid. Playing around more or less nothing here. Got opponent down to 10. Could be at 8, remember? We had a misplay with the Siren Lookout too. This has not been our cleanest game. Get a couple treasure. Re-equip over there. Alright. Opponent calls it again. I feel like he was a little bit too fast to jump out of both of those games, but oops. Well, I won't complain. We definitely played that last game less clean than I would have liked. Man, how did this deck go 3-0? Watley definitely had some really good draws. We were a little bit greedy with the splash for her, and it worked out every time. I guess we had 7 games all told, and we played Watley, I think, in 4 of them? 3 of them? Without any problem at all, and she just kind of won the game single-handedly every time. Planeswalkers Unlimited, I guess. Favorable wins, I actually think felt okay, especially... I think it was kind of borderline. Like when we were building the deck, I was tempted to just take it out and try and play kind of a weird, not real great white-blue deck. But I think we got lucky with how the flyers turned out. Pterodon Knight got turned on a couple of times. Cobbled Wings never came in. Like we never had a hand where we had too many Cobbled Wings and one with the wins and favorable wins where we couldn't do anything. And instead, we were always had just kind of enough that it gave us a good, solid flying threat, but we're still able to go up the ground. So I think the draws were pretty kind to us, and our opponents mulliganed a lot. They had to fight their way through a lot of disadvantageous hands, but I don't know, the deck was interesting. I'm glad I was kind of able to play the blue-white Flyers deck. That's the first time I've been able to play it, or had the guts to try. But I think this is probably not as good as it can be sometimes. A lot of our win percentage, I think, just comes from having Huatley. In any case, though, thanks everyone so much for watching. Hopefully the matches were entertaining. I'll post this for you guys pretty quick. I'll see you then.